All right, welcome to the Progress Project podcast, formerly known as the Generation Z podcast. If you've just clicked on Spotify and you're wondering what's going on with the new name, new logo, we have done a little rebrand that we've been working on in the past month. And this podcast is going to discuss what is the Progress Project and the content that we're going to be providing in the future. So do you want to run them through what we're going to be doing, mate?
Yeah, so essentially what we want to do with this podcast is provide listeners with insightful discussions surrounding the many of the experiences that me and Marcus have both had while starting our self-development journey about 19 months ago, I'd say now. And we basically want to also show people what they must experience in the future and the experiences that they should put themselves into in order to level up their life on both a macro level, but also more specifically on the micro level. So the little lessons that you're going to have every day, which are going to continue to accumulate over time and improve your situation on the macro level as well.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, sorry, mate, I was just going to go along and say that we will then be backing these sort of discussions that we're having on our Spotify channel. We're also going to be sharing very similar content on our IG channel. So that will put you guys in a better place to just receive an abundance of motivational content. And we just want to support your guys' investment in yourself, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially if the old Generation Z account, it did get really good at one point, posting regular content, doing things like book reviews on there, just different stuff, and people were saying it's quite interesting. And it was literally a case of just gradually slowed down to the point where we're becoming inactive because we're doing different things. So that's definitely going to be coming back. But in terms of like what the Progress Project is and who our content's for, I say very simply, it's just for young guys pretty much around our age. So still in like the Gen Z demographic, but just more tailored towards young guys. But just really who aren't satisfied with their current situation. They know they can do more of their life. They want to do more of their life. They're a bit ambitious. They're trying to get into self-development and just basically better themselves, just like we've done. And that is who it's for. So we're really going to target young guys from anywhere from like 15, 16 to 25, something like that. Obviously, it's not, if you're outside there, you can't listen to it, but just that is what most of the content is going to be tailored for.
Yeah, because it's kind of similar to the demographic and people like me and you, really. We, in that sort of context, and also in that sort of context, I think what this podcast allows us to do is basically be you, the listener, a close friend of you. And we basically want to motivate you in any way that we can through our discussions and through the content that we want to bring out. And we just kind of want to take up the role of two individual life mentors. I think that was one of the main things that we said before we got on the podcast, is that like we wanted to be in a role where we'd create the content, create the value, and you would come in on a weekly basis to kind of check in and kind of learn from us in the hour or half an hour that you have with us. And then we give you value, and then you continue and start and do your own things, but also you would have learned something from checking in with us, sort of thing. That's the relationship that we'd like to have, sort of thing.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, I want to make it clear, it's not we're on a pedestal, we know all this stuff, and you're all going to follow us along. We're still going through the whole Progress Project kind of thing as well. Like, we're still on the same journey, just trying to get better. It's literally just sharing what we learn, and it really just came down to, like, as the name suggests, we're just trying to progress. It's a project, it's everyone going, and we still want to improve ourselves both physically, mentally, through the gym, through self-development. So anything that we learn, we're literally going to share it. And the whole idea is basically just to get as many like-minded people to just join us and all try and progress and get better.
Yeah, exactly. Because me and you, before we even got into self-development, like our mindsets were completely different from
Laugh at that guy.
where they are now. And it's not to say like I have a superior mindset over someone else. It's that mindset boosts how I want to live, and it accommodates myself. Because our old mindset, I'm sure you would say the same thing, like I would have assumed myself to play that victim role, where I thought that everything that was in my life at that moment, or anything coming up to that moment, was all everybody else's fault. And I never really seemed to take any responsibility of the position that I was in. I had a massive lack of self-awareness of where I even wanted to go in the future as well. So even though you feel like you're productive in the moment because you've got things going on, you don't look like outside it, or you don't even look long term as well, and you don't like seem to have any sort of ambition for where you truly want to go.
That's the biggest thing, like trying to change your mindset so you actually have a drive to do something, put yourself out there, rather than just react to life and just, this happens so I do that. It's okay, no, I want to do that, so I'm going to put myself out there, that kind of thing. And like anybody that knows us before we start the podcast, like, completely different, but we've
even
seen
if you go back to the start of the Generation Z
first if we don't delete those ones.
We thought about it from time to time.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, we've basically seen how much gym, fitness, self-development, changing your mindsets helped us, and we're basically just sharing that. And the reason why we are so kind of obsessed with progress, I guess, is just because it only has positive effects on you. Like Tony Robbins says, like, progress equals happiness. It's true. Like if you're progressing in any area of your life, or ideally with our content, progressing in almost every area of your life, you're going to lead a better life, no matter what anybody says, or if anybody judges you for getting into self-development, all that kind of shit, because it's not quote unquote cool. I mean, if you still think like that's the first mindset shift you need to make.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first lesson that you take from the podcast, even from the intro. But then in terms of, I would like to just talk about the logo as well, mate.
Yeah, go for it.
The thought behind the logo is that obviously if you're not blind, you can see it's a mountain. It is a mountain, and we basically want to give you an image to say that you, even though you might not be, even though you might have already started a self-development journey, let's say, for example, you are at the bottom of that mountain. We basically want to provide lessons and value and just general motivation that is going to allow you to climb that hill, or climb that mountain, sorry. And also symbolistic of just life in general. Mountain has ups and downs, like that. It's not just a full-on gradient. There are going to be times where you may lose or you may fail, quote unquote. And we want to be there to direct you back up after that. So that's kind of the thought process behind the logo. And obviously, I think the light blue looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
good. Ask me, looks pretty good. So we thought we would go with the light blue as well. If you don't like that, well then, tough luck.
And then we got a little top of the mountain shooting off as well, because growth and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Upward arrows only.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to the guy on Fiverr who made that. He's thought
Yeah,
through.
good lad. Good lad. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
lad.
Oh, we were being a bit of a ball ache with him. We kept sending him revisions.
To be fair, though,
very specifically.
he did bits.
But he did bits and he got his money in the end. So
He did. I think just before going any further as well, like, obviously it does sound quite serious, like just constantly try and improve yourself. I think another aspect of what we're going to do is just kind of provide a bit more insight into us as well, and just like not just straight serious stuff, like just side things we do whatever it is, like festival tomorrow.
yeah,
just
exactly.
like just random things. Like we won't always be really serious, especially when we do longer podcasts, kind of just chat about life or something.
Yeah.
See what's going on in each other's life, but whilst providing like value, not just saying, oh, today I went to the shop and I did this.
yeah.
Because no,
day in
gives
the
a fuck
life
about that.
every day.
Yeah.
On the IG. No, yeah, if you follow the IG, you might get a couple of videos come through of us at a rave or something. Just just to show that we aren't self-development freaks and robots, that we actually do have a life.
Yeah, 100%. But in terms of like how we're going to go about this, providing you guys with good content, and pretty much the new schedule going forwards is finally some regular podcasts again. Finish uni, we can actually get into a routine. We don't have to think. It's just like random last minute message. Oh, do you want to record tomorrow? Like, going to sit down, organize it. Regular podcasts. So once every 2 weeks for a main podcast. Just because they're longer, need to edit them, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to make false commitments kind of thing. So one of those every 2 weeks. And then obviously with the micropods, going to start doing some solo podcasts as well. I feel like that's good. Just to, if we are making them short, like obviously I can say something and that causes you to think about something and that causes me to think about something, we just drag them on. We're trying to make them like short, precise, but also we can talk about our own interests, like without being interrupted kind of thing, just flowing.
It's just like a little tweak in terms of an improvement on the micropods, because we did like doing the micropods, but as you said, once one of us started talking about something to do with the topic, we did find that we were going on a tangent quite a lot. Or it was also maybe a bit too information based. It was less about us having a conversation, and it was just us like basically regurgitating information, and that's not what we wanted to really do. So we want to kind of go back to the kind of a proper podcast feel, and I think we can do that with the solo podcasts a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. And then lastly, finally get some more guests on as well. We've had a fair few struggles. Just people have been busy. We kind of organise them, then someone plops up. But we have got one organised to record next week.
Saturday. Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. And that's a sick one.
That's the one.
And that would be the good first one. So we'll record that. And then from there on, we're just kind of use that momentum to keep them going, because like we can only talk about so much. Whereas if we get a guest on, not only do like us two learn, but obviously everybody learns from them. It just kind of provides a different perspective on things rather than just what us two think about something. So gonna definitely do that. And what I'd also say is just any requests for anything. If you've got a topic that you want us to talk about, obviously we'll do that. Tailored content is the best content. So I think that's pretty much everything for the intro, unless you want to add anything.
No, I think we're all covered. I think we're ready to get this show on the road. It's been a long time coming. But
so I don't know what you want to do, but I might upload this with the first one potentially, just so people have something to listen to and go straight into the first one, maybe. But we'll see. So this might come out on its own, or it might come out with the first one. Who knows? But we'll see. But nothing else to add?
Nothing else, mate.
Sweet.
All good.
So that is it. Welcome to the Progress Project. Hope you join us on building yourself through the project, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Peace.